Are the technical difficulties solved?
Wow. I think so.
Hello, and welcome to the Rebel Republic, the best political talk show in all of New England, Massachusetts, Vermont, Rhode Island, Maine, New Hampshire, Delaware, Rhode Island.
The United States.
We are the best.
Not according,
and you're either with us or against us.
Not according to some liberals.
Well, the liberals can, did you see, you didn't see the comments we got from liberals. And
no,
I will let them know.
What is that, recent or?
No, the ones I was telling you.
Frank,
Yeah, no, Frank, they want you to wear a bra. Dave,
sure.
What did they say about Dave? They just said Dave's fat and gray, and I'm fat and bald. So, and they said that you lied.
Jacked. I am not fat.
I know, and they said that you lied about Bernie agreeing with Trump. Agreeing with
Frank. They said.
Yeah, they said Frank lied when he said Bernie agreed that Trump did a good job on certain things.
I did a good job on the border, and there was one other issue. I can't remember what it was.
I know, but the person disagrees with you. They said you're a liar.
Because they're idiots. What are you gonna do?
Well, they are. They're uneducated, and that's
stupid.
That's what liberal communists are. They're just stupid, and I am not. I am much smarter than them, and I have higher IQs. So this is great. This is great that we're here. We're here together, and I wanted to start off the show just a little hot. So Dave, during the introduction for Rebel Republic, and this has troubled me for many months now.
Your picture?
Dave's picture is from about 30 years ago. Frank has a lovely picture.
10 years ago.
And Steve has a gremlin picture. I look like a mad beaver in my picture.
Do you want to see the other pictures that were available on social on the website?
No, we don't, you know what? We don't have to show. We don't.
I can tell you that
we
they're
don't have to
50 times worse. Let's just go through it. That would be great. Let's look up Steve Cully.
That's what we're going to start with. I just wanted a better picture.
It's like the Oscars, in memorandum of Steve Cully, and we're just going to show some pictures.
Okay, well, let's just show some. You have some new, better pictures because of all the podcasts that we've done. So
right.
Let's just do a little.
What you had to pick from? Okay, all right. I'll give it to you. Okay.
All right, give it to me. No, here we go. Google. Here we go. That's what I have to work with.
Oh, yeah.
They're beautiful. Look at those.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Cully. Poor guy getting dragged to the mud.
Wait,
poor guy dragged to the mud.
Does that one say the Yukon meatball?
You want this one?
I like that one. I like that. That's when I was at Dartmouth. I like that one. I listen, I'm very photogenic. So I go on Facebook.
There you go. Let me steal that one. We're using that one.
I go on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram, and I friend every Steve Cully I can find. Yeah, it was 370 there. That was at Holy Cross.
I told you it was 370.
Or this one. The one at Utica.
Utica, that's when I started coloring my beard because a girl said I looked 10 years younger.
That might be a good one. That's a good one.
She told me to color my beard because I'd look 10 years younger, and I do. I'm about 28.
You definitely look like a WWE wrestler with a losing record. You're like the guy they bring in.
I'm not a jobber. How dare you ever say I'm a jobber?
It's the guy they bring in for a loss.
That's called a jobber.
Is that what it's
and I
called?
am not a jobber.
Oh yeah,
I am not a
you
jobber.
could put a hand in front of that. You're definitely one of those.
I would be at least the intercontinental champion.
Yeah, of course.
If I dyed my hair, I would just look like that guy in the picture.
Yeah, no, you would.
And if I shaved my beard.
Yeah,
That's
but you're
what I
not
would
into
look like.
shaving. I'm not into you shaving. I like you with the beard.
I like to go with the Back to the Future look when the guy was the scientist. You know,
you want to be Doc. You want to be Doc Emmett. He's crazy. That's okay. Can you invent a
Yukon? That's what the Yukon president's hair looks like. She's the female version. She looks like Doc. She's got the.
Can you invent a time machine? Is that possible?
I bet you she was very attractive back in the day. She has a little.
Isn't it? Is it Susan?
What's her name?
I thought it doesn't matter. It's okay. So I thought it was Susan.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. I don't want to get her mad. I think she probably was very attractive back in the day. She actually is. Actually, when I look at her face, I feel like she's still very attractive. If we just could rally the hair, let's take a look.
What's wrong with the hair?
Listen. If she's a true lib, she's got to have the hair the way she is.
Yeah,
I get it.
You got to fit the role.
You got to go with the lib hair.
She's got blue hair.
No, she's got like the wild hair kind of.
Oh, good God!
I like it.
I like it.
Phil, God bless you.
I
Phil.
like it. That's.
But look at her here.
Just like Dolly Parton.
I bet you back in the day,
they hired her as president.
Dangerous. I think she was.
She looks like Dolly Parton on crack. I mean,
I guess I can't say that. Radenka?
Oh wait, she's not that old. She's 1967.
She's my age, 57.
How come you're not a president at a college?
You couldn't put me in.
Do you have
any
to be
schools.
like a doctor or whatever to be a president?
No,
you don't. Okay, there's no requirement like that. Nope. A PhD or whatnot. That's our president.
I actually think that I would like to see her back in the day.
Dave, no, Dave. I know, we're trying to kiss UConn's ass.
No, yeah, I'm with you, Dave.
20 years ago. Let's.
Don't you actually put back in the day? You think Google recognizes?
I did put back in the day because I'm not concentrating well because I'm talking to you guys.
I know.
Let me see if I can find her back in the day.
Oh, that's not bad. That one.
She must have been somewhere. She must have been somewhere in her youth.
Here we go. Here's something.
Oh, she was a ginger. She's a little ginger.
I think she was all right, man.
I'm not into the gingers.
But I think I feel like she might have been all right.
All right. Until she went to the wild hair.
I think what? Now
why did you say she's liberal?
She's in shape. She's in shape.
I mean, she's got it going on. Okay, good for you.
Good for you. All right.
So
I'm not kissing ass. I'm thinking that I'm trying to calculate.
Hey, let's do a top 10 of college presidents, Ivy League. College presidents.
No. That'd be great.
No. I wanted to ask this because I saw it on the news, and I don't know why, but I sometimes enjoy listening to Sage Steele. She used to be on ESPN.
Correct.
How did she end up on Fox?
Good question. Okay. I don't know.
Yeah, I was just surprised to see Sage Steele on Fox.
She was fired from ESPN. Sage Steele.
She was fired.
Yeah, because she didn't agree with she was giving pushback.
Was it her and Jamel Hill that were difficult?
No, I think it was with the producers of Jamel Hill's. She's totally left. But I think Sage was more.
Sage Steele's conservative
with the views. Yeah, she didn't go along with the views of the producers of her show.
That's why she's with Fox. Okay.
And I think that's where the whole dumping came.
So I don't know who this person is. This Anna Paulina Luna, who resigned from House Freedom Caucus, and there was mutual respect, and it was shattered. And Luna was pushing a bill to allow new parents in Congress to proxy vote. What does that mean?
Yeah, she didn't resign, did she?
No. She resigned.
She resigned from her chair, her House position,
from the House Freedom.
So
Caucus.
what they were trying to do? Well, she resigned from the House Freedom Caucus group,
yes,
but not from the House. So she's
Correct.
still a representative,
right?
What that bill was trying to do is allow, right? So let's say you're a female congressperson, and you cannot get to the House to vote because you're pregnant or you just had a child.
Yeah.
Okay. They'll say you just had a child.
Yeah.
They wanted to make it good for fathers as well. Right. There would be a maternity leave thing. So basically the law was written 180 years ago.
Well, that's when our country was
for
born.
men. There were no women in Congress.
No, a woman couldn't even vote.
Right. So what they're trying to do is she's trying to get it adjusted and turned to where they could vote by the online.
Really?
Well, through video conferencing,
through an app or through Skype or most likely, I would say, sending a rep to rep for them in her place. But right now, that is not being supported by all the members of Congress, all the members of the House. Wow. Yeah. It says in the latest escalation in her fight against the House GOP leaders and a small group of members on the right flank of their conference over the issue of proxy voting. Luna teamed up with Democrats and several other Republicans on a mechanism aimed at forcing consideration of legislation that allows new parents in the House to vote remotely for 12 weeks around their baby's birth. I have consistently supported each of you, even in moments of disagreement, honoring the mutual respect that has guided our caucus, Luna wrote. That respect, however, was shattered last week. Her respect was shattered.
Yeah.
They went against her, and she respected them in times when she disagreed. How could they turn their backs on her?
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
No, number one,
nobody cares about proxy voting.
Nobody outside of Congress, outside of the House cares, and the ones in the House, they put on a good show. Both sides, they put on a great show. Like they're there. Half the time, they're not even there.
No, they don't care.
Okay, they don't even show up, but they do show up to vote.
Yes.
But a lot of times when they show up to vote, they just register a present vote.
Yes.
They don't vote yes or no. They just say they're there.
They're present?
They're present.
What does that mean?
They're not voting for either side.
Then why go?
Correct. And that's what I'm saying.
I'm very confused.
So the same ones that are against this, for me, it's a no-brainer. Who cares? Vote if you have to, and that's the situation. There's a 12-week window, and you had a child. Fine, I don't care. Vote by Skype. As long as you're present there, the thing, put your hand in and vote. The problem is you can't sign it. They can do DocuSign. Yeah, they can do DocuSign for signing of any kind of laws. To me, it's insignificant. They should just approve it and get it over with and move on to more important shit. That's really not a big sticking point, I would think, as far as what needs to be done now in the House of Representatives to boost this country in the right direction. But it's more of a showmanship thing by most of the House members, especially on the conservative side, because they want to show that they're we want you here. Luna. We need you present. All of them, not just Luna. There's another.
Do you like Luna?
I don't even know who she is.
Oh,
I just
don't even know who she is.
No, I know that she put up this.
Laura Loomer?
No.
Luna.
Anna Paulina.
No one knows who she is.
No one knows who she is.
No one knows who she is.
Well, that's
so. But she brought this issue up.
I know.
Okay, to anybody can bring a bill up.
Well, I want to bring a bill.
You have to get it. You have to get it supported by other House members to sign on to it.
Is that what lobbyists do?
No, lobbyists are independent. They're going to funnel you money to try to get your vote on something.
Okay. So it's not about.
But I think bottom line, it's an insignificant thing. It should just be passed and moved on. Insignificant.
I think mothers would disagree with you.
I don't care what mothers think.
You don't care.
There are more important things going on in this country that the House needs to concentrate on, whether proxy voting and gets 12 weeks off for maternity leave. Have the maternity leave. I don't care. Proxy vote by some kind of Skype and DocuSign. I don't care. But let's move on from this. This doesn't need to draw the attention of the country. There are many things that are more important.
Dave,
my title. I don't know anything about it. I could care less. Trump warns.
I told you. Okay.
Trump wars Putin. Tariffs are here. That's my title. So
Tariffs.
Trump told Putin, Vladimir Putin, tariffs are here.
no, he warned.
He
They're
warned
two different
him.
things.
Right.
He got into a thing with him. He wants to get this thing settled between Ukraine and Russia.
Yeah,
And
they've been trying for the last
He's
month.
having
yes.
He's having difficulty on both sides, to be
Well,
honest.
Zelensky's been very difficult.
Zelensky's difficult for certain reasons, and Putin's
Well,
difficult for they each have different reasons why they're difficult. But they don't want to come. Neither party wants to come to the table.
No. If I was
and
Putin, I wouldn't come to the table. And Zelensky looks like he's 32 years old.
Bottom line, here's the problem: Putin is too stubborn and
Yes.
doesn't want to look bad in this. If there is a
He
negotiation,
can't look weak.
it doesn't matter about looking weak. What's happening right now is both sides have lost tremendous amounts of bodies, tremendous amounts of fighters.
Deaths.
So deaths,
Yes.
injuries, whatever it is, they're scraping the bottom of the barrel. Ukraine.
You said they're putting 50-year-olds out there as human shields.
Russia is going dipping into 45, 50-year-olds in their draft, we'll say. And Ukraine is now going to be forced to institute the draft and lower the age to 18.
Oh my God.
The age was 27. Now they're going to lower the age to 18. So you're going to have
World War II.
You're going to have seniors in high school being fully armed and going out and fighting and killing.
So Cutler
killed.
Cristiano could be going to war.
Cutler would never go there.
War.
No, he would never go there. But some young kids that age will be going out there, which is a travesty
Can they
on both
turn it
sides.
down or no?
Turn what down?
If they get drafted.
Listen, they go and they sweep by with trucks and they pick these kids up. And
So
just throw
that's
them
what
in.
I'm saying. So if Cutler was in Russia and he got drafted to go to war,
You're going.
he would have to go.
You're going. There's no choice. But
Wow.
what I'm saying is both sides now. I mean, the North Koreans have been called in to fight on the lines with the Russians.
Yes.
So
yes.
you know that there's desperation on both sides as far as troop allotments.
Yeah, they're running out of people.
And it's just it's unfathomable for me to think about this, that both sides can't realize, hey man, we've lost. See, they don't care about their people.
No, they don't.
I think Ukraine does care about their people. I think Ukraine is defending their sovereign nation.
Yeah, they want their country.
I think Russia, Putin doesn't care about any of his constituents whatsoever.
No,
it's a dictatorship. They haven't had a free election in 25 years since he's been there.
He's the Terminator.
So bottom line, he's just going to throw people to the fire as fast and as furious as he can.
Well, then we need to send the
keep the
SEAL
fight
Team
going.
6 in and just execute.
Nah, everyone would be killing everyone. Then you'd never have a leader more than 3 months old in office.
Oh, okay.
They'd be killing everyone. So, but I think Trump. I don't know what other entities could sit on this end because they don't respect anybody else. So do you think the European Union is going to come in and broker a peace deal when they've been funneling weapons to Ukraine for 3 years to fight the Soviet Union?
Zelensky had said he would have ended the war and stepped down even if they gave him NATO.
Yeah, well, that'll never happen.
And that
Ukraine will never be a member of NATO. Ukraine will never be a member of NATO.
NATO will never take
NATO will never take Ukraine. They can't. They can't
Okay.
because then that would force from treaties signed in 2014 between the Soviet Union and NATO. That would force Russia's hand and say they would have an opportunity to go in and start another war. Okay. And so you have to realize, and also today a report came out, and I'm sorry, Dave, I'm rambling a little bit. I want to get you in, but also a report came out today that there has been more involvement by the United States with Ukraine versus Russia the last 3 years militarily than we know about.
Well, that's because Biden's a moron.
So in other words, our military or our intelligence is coordinating with Ukraine, supplying weapons to Ukraine
because of Biden
to be able to fight. Well, because everyone feels it's a good thing. See,
a good thing.
Everyone thinks war is a good thing because now Russia's depleting their forces. And it's going to be such a
they're being weakened.
It's going to be such a greater angle and opportunity for
us,
the rest of the world, because hey, Russia's going to be down.
We're going to pick at the bones.
So what they don't realize is the tanks and the weapons and the missiles and all that. That's small child's play.
Yeah.
When you can launch a couple thousand intercontinental ballistic missiles, that's the real game.
Correct.
And nothing will take that away from the Soviet Union.
Wow.
Because that's all controlled by a couple buttons.
Well, they're not the Soviet Union, though.
So I understand
you
that.
Keep calling them that.
For me, unfortunately, I'm an old timer. I'm going to call Soviet Union. But bottom line, my point is that
I'm going to call you
Biden
Francis then.
Okay, call me whatever you want. Bottom line, the U.S.
Don't call him late for dinner.
That's right. Look at me.
That's right, baby.
Right.
Me too.
But bottom line, this means that the United States has had a tremendous influence in this war versus Russia for the last 3 years. So we're feeding the animal instead of trying to cut off the food so we can end it.
We're just making
We're
it worse.
feeding it and making
We're
it worse.
stoking the fire.
That's where Trump is.
That's
That's
the
where Trump
analogy.
needs to come in. Hopefully, we can get everybody at the table and get something. No matter what gets signed, I could see Russia going back in a year or two and doing the same thing over again.
All right, Dave, what are your thoughts on this? And don't give 2-word answers. You're not allowed to give 2-word answers. I don't care how tired you are.
I'm not really that tired.
Okay.
I got ample nap time in the middle of the day. Now, of course, it'll be up all night and it'll be tired again in the middle of the day. So a couple things. Russia should be held accountable for their aggression in some way.
I agree fully.
So there's a level. I understand why Ukraine doesn't want to concede certain things to it because Russia did invade. The reality is there are certain things that are not coming back to Ukraine. So the problem is twofold. One, Ukraine wants Russia completely out of their lands. Okay. And the other problem is the other side of it. Russia wants all the lands, and there's no.
They want Ukraine back. Yes,
they're not going to be happy with just a little bit, and at first it was part of a NATO issue and all that kind of stuff, but now it's a pissing contest. Now it's literally it's
gone too long.
They don't want to give in.
It's the sad part, and I mean, Putin's the aggressor, so I can't be on his side in any of this. I just think that Trump's going to have a very, very, if he pulls it off, he will be man of the year, literally. Will be man of the year. So and a completely different, obviously, the Israeli Hamas thing. If he pulls those two things off somehow,
he's man of the century.
He might be, which that's how difficult it's going to be to do it.
Yeah.
And then you got all kinds of crazy things going on with wild stuff with did RFK get there's a whole
BJ?
Something with a sex tape or something.
Oh, that's awesome! There's a sex tape of RFK.
Well, some people think that
I want that.
RFK is compromised because Israelis have a sex tape on him or something.
Oh, that's so good. Good for him. Well, I mean, his lineage banged Marilyn Monroe. Come on.
He has a porno in Hebrew.
I mean, I don't know the details of it, but
that's huge. If that's true,
but that has nothing to do with the negotiation. That just has to do with RFK.
It's great. I think that's great. I think that's awesome.
But yeah, if he pulls these off, if he pulls one of them off, he'll be man of the year. If he pulls both of them off, he'll be man of the century.
Yeah.
And but yeah, it's he's in a very difficult spot, and then coupled with the fact
untenable.
He's coupled with his strong stance on the tariffs, which is
he has to be strong on those.
And I do believe that there's signs in Florida and Miami that there's a housing bubble. I don't know if it's going to happen in the Northeast per se because there isn't enough houses and for families and stuff.
Yeah,
but in other parts of the country that may become more of an issue.
Dave,
so there might be a housing bubble.
I looked this up today talking about housing because I've been watching some different things online. So I just looked up, I just Googled how many mortgages are 60 to 90 days behind.
They defaulted, right?
They're close to default. They haven't defaulted or behind. In this country, 6.6 million mortgages are 60 to 90 days behind.
That's expected because.
And what's the percentage on what's the percentage of the overall amount of mortgages that?
Well, if I just look under FHAs, so it didn't give me all the banks there. FHAs, it's only about 1.5% right in there, all the mortgages. But the problem is, it's not just home mortgages, it's rentals. So if you go state by state and you look at who is behind on their rent payments, like home mortgages in certain states like Illinois, home mortgages behind like 6.5% have not paid within 90 days.
90 days.
But rentals are like 13 or 14% are behind 60 to 90 days.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do.
Rental payments.
Yeah.
So the way that's trending right now is it will not just be a housing crisis, it will be a living crisis, like you say, of how people cannot afford where they are. Plus, you have to realize under the Biden administration, a lot of these mortgages were being paid. These FHA loans.
What's FHA?
Federal Housing Assistance. I think it was.
How do I get? I could get that.
I don't know. What it is you can go and apply. I mean, they were taking Fannie Mae. They were taking scores like 570. 590 credit scores, and you could get a loan for a home.
That's bad, though.
Well, that's horrible. That means that person's not in a good position to be able to pay it.
Credit score,
right? But what I'm saying is that they were taking those. It's almost like they did in 2008.
Yeah,
it's coming again in 2025.
Yeah.
So
they can't make the payments.
The country is. I think we're in a very fragile state right now. That's the only reason I worry about the tariffs. I think the tariffs are needed. I think the tariffs are correct in a way. I think it's a great bargaining leverage tool. I could see a few of them being wiped out within the next couple of months if people sit down at the table and readjust the trade imbalances that this country is going through right now. And some of these countries realize they have to. I know, everyone's talking about Canada, and Canada's not buying this, and Canada's not going to buy this.
They're the 51st state.
Canada's in such bad shape right now that if they lose out on trade with the U.S., who is their largest trading partner, they won't be able to make that up with other nations around the world.
Nobody really cares.
So the housing issue, I think, is a big problem that's going to come to a head.
Yeah.
Just don't know how soon, but I can see within the next 8 to 12 months, maybe 3/4 a year to a year, I could see the housing issue being so big that you may see another collapse, as you saw in 2008.
Yeah, a recession. I've heard that too.
Yeah,
I've heard that too. Dave, what do you think of Zelensky as a leader? Do you think he's a good leader? Do you think he has good leadership qualities? Do you think he's fair-minded?
I don't know any of that. I only know him as a leader in war.
Well, yeah, but do you think he's a good war leader?
I actually think that Ukraine has done a very good job of staving off Russia. I mean, yes, they're taking their weapons, but I think they've fought very valiantly. I mean, a lot of people have died, but like if you remember when it started, people thought they were going to Russia was going to take them over in like a week, and that did not happen. So
no, it didn't. You're right.
So I would say, as far as leading them in the right in battle, I think he's probably been pretty good. He's definitely inspired them enough. He's inspired them enough to keep fighting. Again, it's like one of those things where I don't know enough about the whole situation. I don't know enough about Zelensky himself.
Right.
I don't like that Putin obviously invaded them. I do feel they have the right to fight back. Then there comes a point, where is it all going? You know what I mean? So it's a very tricky situation, and it's very far away. And unfortunately, it could have if it got out of hand, it could end up having ramifications for us. But it's a very difficult. There's no other way around it. It's a very difficult situation.
Let me ask you this: is the end game for Putin to bring Ukraine back to Russia, to have them as part of Russia? Is that what he wants?
I don't know. I know he doesn't want them going to NATO. I know he doesn't want them being business partner. A lot of it has to do with their charter that broke from the USSR and how Putin feels that should be interpreted. He feels it's a violation. There's sovereignty violations that Crimea and all these kind of things he feels should be back part of Russia based off of the pact that they have from the breakup of the USSR. So this is a lot of like going back to Cold War.
To the Cold War, yeah.
What their treaties were, and what Ukraine interprets as theirs and what Russia interprets as theirs, blah blah blah. So it's very difficult from that
It's
standpoint.
complicated. It's complicated.
It's complicated. Look, is Putin very punitive in nature? Yeah, that's part of the problem. He's very punitive. Like, he's an old Russian oligarch. Like,
Yeah.
he's
like Gorbachev.
Union, like, to him. Like, this is, he evolves because he has to.
He's like Stalin. I think he's more like Stalin.
I don't know about. I just think that he's evolved somewhat because he has to.
Yeah.
But I think that he feels that some of these things are hardline things, and
he can't look weak.
He probably I think you're right on that, and I think that he probably looks at us like we don't understand what goes on over here.
No, we don't, because we're the greatest country in the world, and nobody wants to go to Russia. So, yeah, of course we don't.
Anyone wants to go to Ukraine or Russia?
Well, I would go to Ukraine because I want to meet Zelensky. He looks so young to be a leader. I want to know how to be a good leader. So I think he would teach me. So Frank, this blew my mind.
Sure.
Reading it. Elon Musk, he shared a mind-blowing chart showing that millions of non-citizens, they were given Social Security numbers.
Correct.
During the Biden campaign.
Yes.
From
vote. 2001 to 2000. In 2001, there was about 200,000 non-U.S. citizens that got Social Security numbers. And then at the end of 2023, it was a little over 2 million.
Who just hands them out?
Well, you have to understand something. You got to take it in context.
Okay.
If you have a work visa here, they assign you a Social Security number because how other way would they have to track you to pay taxes?
Right.
My problem is this. Sure, some people coming over here for work obviously got numbers to be able to pay taxes, but 2 million people in 2 years, and that's atrocious. They're all here to work with visas, or they're in here with legal status to work. Yeah, and they're all getting so all coincidental. Well, so you have to understand something. When you bring in illegals, you have to subsidize them somehow, or else obviously you see what it costs these big cities. Easiest way to subsidize is to get someone a Social Security check or a Social Security payment.
They said that, yes.
Right. Or some kind of a payment through their Social Security number, I should say. So obviously, I think that was part of the problem. That was happening at the same time. I can't record 2 million people as all of them being visas and working in this country and needing to pay taxes. I can definitely see where some of that is being funneled for. It is. Think about it. The numbers across the board on everything that the Biden administration didn't just jump a little. They were in a rocket ship. It was
all fraud.
There was 13 million people that came across the border, probably 21 million if we're being honest.
There was nothing that was realistic.
There's a few million collections off of Social Security numbers. There's millions getting housing, getting free cell phones, getting food, apartments, whatever they need. So you have to realize the influx and the numbers are so skewed and so unreal to us as we look at them. It's a joke after a while. That's why Doge can come in and say whatever they want to say. Oh, there's we were sending millions to pygmies in New Guinea to study water imbalances.
Well, the circumcision in Nigeria was big.
Whatever it is, but you would be like, you know what? Yeah, that makes sense. I could see them doing that because they've done everything else.
Yeah.
What else have they? What have they not done to rape this country of their financial assets? Tell me. I mean, they top to bottom, they've drained the financial system of this country by giving stuff out to third world parties, to illegals coming in, and to people that don't deserve that money or that do nothing with it. And I'm sure some of that gets funneled on back through to the politicians that sign on and off these bills. It's insane.
No, it is.
And how do you make up a deficit like that? Let me tell you, let me give you this point, what's going to happen on the deficit. So as of right now, there's rumors circulating that the Trump administration at some point within these 4 years will revalue gold.
Yeah, they have to.
Well, no, not that they have to. It's been done once.
I'd like to see it done again.
They're going to revalue gold. Here's why. Okay, in 1934, at the start of in the middle of the Depression,
But the money is supposed to be backed by gold.
no, the gold does not back cash.
Not anymore,
anymore.
but
No.
it used to.
Not since Nixon. So in 1934, okay, gold was $20 an ounce, and the government revalued it to $35 an ounce, and they did that to try to lower inflation away. They're going to inflate the money in gold. That'll devalue the dollar a little bit. That brings that down. You can buy things more easily when the dollar is devalued. Now, gold today, okay, the Federal Reserve has X amount of bricks of gold in the reserve.
Like Fort Knox?
Fort Knox. They value gold, and the gold that's there is valued at $42.50 an ounce.
That's a lot.
Steve,
Or no, it was 35
gold is $3,000 an ounce right now.
Okay.
Okay, the gold that's in the reserve is valued at $42.50. So if they
Well,
bring,
that doesn't make any sense.
but they never redid another revaluation since the one in 34, basically almost. So now, if they revalue gold at the proper price, let's say they put it at 3,000, they could put it at 2,000. Let's say they put it at 3,000. Okay?
That would lower inflation.
That would bring them $780 billion that they would be holding in gold.
Holy
Now,
crap.
they can do whatever they want with that. All that is a numbers game. It's almost an accounting trick in a way. You've increased the value of what you have by revaluing it, right? And then being able to put it to work. So what they could do with that is, who knows what they could do with that. But let's say he goes another step. Let's say this administration says, you know what? I think gold is $5,000 an ounce or $6,000 an ounce, even more than what the market shows, because it's got great value. They could value it at 5,000 or 6,000, and they could bring in $2 trillion,
Wow.
$3 trillion. Okay.
Holy crap.
And now they're eating away at the deficit. Now they got money to put towards the deficit and still have reserves to hold.
Well, that seems
So-
like a good idea.
It's a great idea. It devalues your dollar. Okay. It's going
Right.
to devalue, but that's okay.
But in the
That's
long
all right.
run, it's good.
In the long run, it'll help with inflation too. Okay. Because
So why aren't
everything
we
would have to come down.
why aren't we doing this?
because you just don't flick a switch on this. You have to
Oh,
do calculated moves
yeah.
and make sure that you're going in the right direction. But this is the rumor that's happening right now, is that gold will be revalued at a significantly higher price than what is being valued by the U.S. government with the money that they have in the mint, right, in the federal treasury.
Right.
So I think that's a huge move. That could be
That's a
that could
game
be-
changer.
as a game changer
Yeah.
in this country. Okay, as far as how to increase the wealth of the country and how to reduce the deficit just by making a swoop of the pen.
Instead of just printing money.
If you print money,
You just keep
all
printing it.
all you do is you
devalue.
devalue your country. You devalue absolutely.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I definitely think that this is a smart move, inflation wise in the long run, and also the way to people. We're cutting labor. We're cutting all these jobs. We're trimming all these departments. We're getting rid of the fat because you have to trim $36 trillion to
The
get back
deficit,
to get back to even.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So if they can take $2 trillion off this budget and not spend $2 trillion, the problem is whatever they take off the budget, they're probably going to spend a little bit of it back in there. But if they can take $2 trillion off the budget every year,
You're at least knocking it down.
in 16 years, 17
chopping the
years,
tree.
you're back to normal.
You're chopping the tree.
That's it.
The cherry tree.
That's it.
Dave, I wanted to ask you.
Sure.
There's been a lawsuit tracker that's going on, and
Okay.
there are a lot of people that are resisting. They're resisting the executive orders from Trump, and they are suing him in a number of states. A number of the state's attorneys are battling Trump in his second term through an onslaught of lawsuits taking aim at his executive orders. They are going after him and going after him hard. There are at least, it looks like 100 lawsuits against his executive orders. I mean, what's the deal with that? He's making these executive orders to better our country, and these states are suing him. They're suing against them.
I'll show you why there's such a problem.
You think they're a problem? I thought you liked the executive orders.
It's because they haven't bought the official second term MAGA bear.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's almost sold out. Get your
Is that like the Trump watch? I almost
The
bought
Trump
a Trump
bear.
watch for my dad.
I just gave it to my I just gave it to my email, by the way. The Trump
Remember
bear.
Trump cologne?
You know, I tried to ask a good question and get you involved in the conversation, and you bring up the Trump bear. And I just wanted to know, why would people fight against these executive orders when they're benefiting our country and they're working?
Who, the leftists? The leftists?
There's over 100 people, 100 states that are doing it.
100 states. We only have 50 states in the union.
I mean,
brother.
there's 100 lawsuits between the 50 states.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. 2 per union.
Because that's what the
I mean-
leftists want to do, dude. They
Right.
want to clog
That's
up
their
courts.
only way to. That's their only recourse is to sue.
Yes.
But by the time the court system is so slow, what's the point of it? By the time the lawsuit
To
goes
show future voting Democrats that they are doing all they can do to resist.
through, he'll be out of office by the time it gets to
All
court.
right, it'll pass on to the next one. It'll pass on to JD Vance.
I mean, but Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Colorado.
Is Texas got any lawsuits?
Wisconsin?
Does Texas have any lawsuits? Mississippi,
No,
Alabama,
no. I'm looking
Tennessee,
through- no.
South Carolina, Georgia. They got any lawsuits?
Maryland does.
Maryland. Forget about Maryland. What other liberal state can you name that has lawsuits
It's
going?
Colorado, Massachusetts,
Right.
New Hampshire,
Right.
Michigan, California,
Sure.
Connecticut,
Yeah.
Hawaii,
Yeah.
Maryland, Minnesota, Nevada, Oregon,
Right.
Rhode Island,
Yep.
Vermont,
Missouri. Is
Wisconsin.
Missouri got any? Missouri got
Missouri,
any?
no.
No.
Pennsylvania does.
Pennsylvania, but Pennsylvania is always a 50-50 state.
New York does.
New York, please.
New York
Yeah,
does.
who else?
But I mean, it's just
Vermont got any going on?
Yes,
How's
Vermont
Maine
does.
doing? Maine's got to have some kind of suit
I
against the
didn't-
transgenders.
I
Yeah,
didn't see Maine.
Oh, it's got to be Maine. Maine's fighting the executive order that says that they've got to have
Alaska has
just
one.
females in female sports.
Why does Alaska have one?
Well,
What does Alaska care?
They're pissed because they're not in the game. They just want to be mentioned once in a while. Who the hell mentioned Alaska anymore?
The San Francisco AIDS Foundation and the Gay, Lesbian, Bisexual, Transgender Historical Society.
Right.
There's a gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender historical society.
Yeah, they're getting millions from USAID
How
or
could there-
USAIDs.
but there haven't been gay people for that long. How could they have a historical society?
Steve, there's been gay people since the creation of this earth.
No, there hasn't.
Yes, there was.
No,
yes,
there has
absolutely.
not.
There have been gay people since the creation of man.
You're saying in like the 1500s?
Adam was gay.
What? No, you can't say that. He was Catholic.
Adam and Eve.
There's no
Adam was
gays
gay.
in the Catholic religion.
Adam had to be gay.
What makes you believe
Because
this?
it took out a rib. You don't take out a rib when you want to create something. You gotta fornicate. He was gay. He had Eve right there. He didn't do anything with Eve.
Well, maybe Eve had a hairy bush.
Well, that's up to the Lord and Savior,
I mean,
my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
She probably did, though. I mean,
What?
Eve probably had a bush. She probably had a big bush.
So he didn't. So the Lord. So God did not make Eve attractive.
Well, the bush shouldn't be so big. If he just trimmed the bush a little bit, it would have, Adam may have fornicated.
We've gone off. We've gone to left.
Dave, I'm just
Dave is comatose right now.
No, it
with
just
excitement.
bothers me, Dave. Like, there's a San Francisco AIDS Foundation and a gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender historical society. What's in there? What do they show? Like sculptures of penises? Like, what do they do?
Can I save you the time and asking me this question?
Well, I've never heard of such a thing. Do any?
I don't care.
You don't care. Okay, I care.
I don't care about this.
You don't care about that. I thought you would care.
Oh,
I thought you would care.
Colin Powell in there.
Colin Powell's not gay.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Why would Colin Powell be gay?
Well, I heard
Adam and Eve. Now we're on to Adam. This is off the rails.
No,
Yeah.
no. All I said was Eve. All I said was
I
Eve had a big bush.
No, I said Adam had to be gay.
Yeah, because it wasn't that.
No, but
it was just Eve had a big bush.
no. What I'm trying to say is Colin Powell got booted from Arlington, I guess. Well, they restructured it and put him in the normal thing, but maybe they moved him to the gay and lesbian and
Colin
transgenders.
Powell?
So yeah.
Really?
Well, we talked about this last week. Where are you?
No, you didn't.
Yes,
Not
we
about
did.
him being gay.
No. Well, I'm just assuming that they maybe moved him there because they got no more roof over in Arlington. No, Colin Powell was part of the.
He was Desert Storm.
But he was mentioned as one of the great black contributors to the military and all that, and then they just removed all the DEI, so now he's just a great military contributor.
Oh, okay.
In Arlington.
Okay. Dave, I wanted to ask you, are you familiar with the Cain Velasquez incident, the MMA fighter who shot the person? No, not at all. Frank, you saw it.
Yeah.
Did you think that the sentence was just and he got what he deserved?
Well, supposedly there's not damning evidence against that person
they don't
who shot.
they don't have proof.
Right, they don't have proof, so I don't know. But I mean,
molested.
for him to go and take a gun and jump in a car and drive and try and take a couple shots at the guy, but he's got time served too, so maybe he's only got another year left.
Serve 500 days.
Yeah, well, it's still 500 days in jail, which I don't think. I don't know.
No one's gonna mess with him.
I don't know. The guy's a former UFC champion, Dave, and he's found out he thought his kid was being molested by this guy. So he grabbed a gun, jumped in the car, and chased the guy down and tried to shoot at him while they were driving on the highway. So, I don't know. That's a tough situation without proof, but he must have something strong because to do that, you that's not rational. It's rational in the act.
Any father would do that.
I agree, but you got to have damning proof. You can't just pop off at not know for sure.
Okay. So, Dave, President Trump, he earned a wave of backlash from the political right after endorsing Senator Lindsey Graham. He is just awesome for re-election last week. A torrent of replies flooded Trump's Truth Social post as people disagreed with the president's move, including retired Army Lieutenant General Michael Flynn, who very briefly served as the NSA advisor during Trump's first term. Do you think Trump should have endorsed Lindsey Graham for re-election?
I don't care.
Why? I don't really like Lindsey Graham. I don't like a lot of the stuff he says, and he looks really weird. And he probably smells.
Yeah, but you have to understand something. If I can take that for a second, Dave, Trump needs every senator and every House of Representative member to remain Republican
in place.
They can't. That's why Lee Stefanik was removed from the United Nations ambassador.
Yeah.
Right. And now she's
what
back.
was that? Why did they remove her?
Because in her district there's grumblings. Yeah, there's grumblings that it may swing Democratic in the re-election in the election. So he said, you know what? I can't afford to lose any House members, which he can't. There's some elections going on right now, coming up soon, and they could swing towards Democrats, and that would mess up the balance of power that he has right now in the House and Senate, and he can't get anything done. Once you lose one of the branches,
you don't have the power.
You're screwed.
You're absolutely screwed, 100%. And Governor Hochul, every time I hear her speak, she hurts my ears.
Yeah.
I don't like her personally or professionally. How many more years do we have of her?
I don't know. I
want her to go.
We're New Yorkers.
Yeah, she's got to go.
Even if you are,
I want to run against her.
Even if you are not a Republican or not a conservative, let's say you're a Democrat, you're a liberal,
right?
If you can support the items that she is throwing at the state and at the city of New York,
the bail reform, that stuff,
then you're out of your mind.
She's got to go.
It is, but it's not going to happen because until this state smartens up and starts to vote with their brains.
Well,
Okay?
well, yeah.
And because they're not voting with their heads as far as what policies do to the state.
Yeah, we don't do that.
Policies crush the state. It crushes the city and crushes the state. I don't care what anybody says. Yeah, great. There's a little less traffic down in Lower Manhattan because she's charging $9 and whatever to get in and then to leave to go back out. But bottom line, you're hurting companies that are there. You're hurting laborers that are there.
Yeah.
There's less and less traffic in those areas that depend on that to be able to pay to gain income to pay taxes to the city and to the state.
Exactly.
So it's just it's a mess. Hochul's a mess.
I don't like her.
People were stupid. They didn't like.
I'm gonna email.
They
her.
didn't like Cuomo, and they thought, oh no, that's okay. Hochul's from Rochester
Cuomo,
area. She's from the Rochester. It should be okay.
Yeah.
Rochester is one of the most liberal cities in the country.
Yeah.
You saw what happened just a couple of days ago in Rochester.
Oh no, what happened?
So a few days ago in Rochester, ICE was chasing down
the immigration
suspected immigrants.
We have illegals in Rochester.
We have illegals all over the country.
How the hell do they get to
So
Rochester?
they come. So they were driving in a van, and
I'm sorry, Dave. I don't mean to bore you.
ICE asked for assistance from the local police department in Rochester, and the local police department in Rochester responded, turned their lights on, sped to the location.
Oh, good.
Assisted ICE in getting the van stopped. And then once ICE detained or searched the van, they went away. The mayor and the chief of police came on record and did a public statement the following morning saying that they are embarrassed by the officers that did that.
Oh my God.
They do not respect that in Rochester as far as their officers helping any immigration agents in the city because they are a sanctuary city.
Rochester is?
Rochester's a sanctuary.
Frank.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to interrupt.
Interrupt. I want to hear you speak.
I have a business idea.
Let's do it.
Well, wait a second. I'm not involved in the business idea. Why does it have to be just Frank?
I
like business.
I didn't say that you couldn't be involved.
Daycare? Is it the doggy daycare?
So I have fields I have to line for like 7-on-7 and stuff all the time.
What in the holy hell is that?
Automatic liner.
The turf tank?
It's great. I've seen it. There's another company called Tiny Robots. There's another company, the guy where I go walk every morning. I talk to the guy.
Control?
Just watch.
Is it remote controlled? Okay.
Line marking robot designed to mark all types of sports fields without the need for a manual operator. The Turf Tank GPS paint robot enables organizations to save time and money by reducing paint consumption and maximizing labor resources. Turf Tank 1 comes with a smart tab that lets you control the robot by just tapping a few buttons. The dedicated intuitive app is easy to understand and navigate, allowing a quick setup in under 30 seconds. After you launch a route plan, the robot will drive directly to the starting point and begin painting. Because of its autonomous design, Turf Tank 1 eliminates the need for a manual operator. Easily measures, maps the field, and draws the lines all by itself. And it can get a field ready 7 times faster than any other traditional line marking method.
We'll make a fortune.
Getting those lines to be perfectly straight is a real struggle when you try to do it.
That guy is sweating.
Intelligent base station secures unmatched precision and reliability. With its GPS system, Turf Tank 1 can draw a precise line with an accuracy of plus to minus 1 centimeter every time. It memorizes all of its locations and route plans from the initial marking, making overmarking 100% accurate. Turf Tank 1 is equipped with a low-pressure paint pump and nozzle system, which reduces your paint consumption. Arms are designed to perform consistent and accurate line marking on both natural grass and artificial surfaces for all types of athletics. 55 different field types and nearly 10,000 options. Turf.
What do you think of that?
Between that and the
why do you need that for turf though? It isn't. It's painted on the turf, right? That doesn't come out.
Well, it's got to get relined occasionally.
Grass fields.
It said turf though too. In the commercial, but for grass, but everybody's going turf.
There's grass fields everywhere. You got to think about it like this.
Yeah.
Flag football, youth flag football,
like at the town park.
Baseball. Soccer, it's never ending.
Yeah.
So you just charge popcorn in these lines. Let me just bring in the tank.
$5,000 for like one.
No, they're like 40,000.
Well, wait a second. That thing costs $40,000.
Yep.
Yeah, it's got AI. Listen, that's
$40,000.
It's the last immigrant job now. They can't mark the fields. There's not going to be nothing left for them.
That's
He's not getting deported.
That's just
Naturalized citizen.
that's just way too much. I mean, I don't think that's right to go $40,000.
That's
So
what he charged. There's only 2 companies right now that have it.
Right.
Okay. So, well, Frank or Dave, I wanted to ask about this. The White House considers the Signal chat leak cease closed, reiterates support for Waltz, the press secretary says. There have been steps made to ensure that something like that can obviously never happen again. Are you familiar with Signal?
Yes.
Okay. Is Signal the one where you can chat and then it erases it?
No.
Or it encrypts it?
No.
Okay. What is Signal?
Well, I meant being. I don't think it's encrypted. It's basically it's a government form of communication between. You can just add on members. So that's what happened. Waltz is he says he's responsible because he added on the journalists by accident. So obviously you've got to have the right people.
I don't know if it's government. I can add.
Yeah. It's a Signal is an encrypted messaging app.
Oh, so it's just a regular app. It's just an encrypted app, and you can.
Yeah, Signal is
you can do a call. Like I could create a call link. I have it, and then I
thought it was a government.
I can share the link.
Why doesn't the government just create their own app?
The Atlantic reported that characterized the Trump administration as texting war plans regarding a planned strike on the Houthi rebels in Yemen.
Yeah.
The Trump administration has maintained, however, that no classified material was transmitted.
They had
wow.
You know what?
That's a big deal.
It was generalized info. They kind of were telling when the attack was happening, but they didn't specify where in the Signal chat.
Okay.
They didn't specify movements. They may have given general carrier group whatever, but they didn't specify what payloads and stuff like that. Whereas
he tweets
the reporter says that. See, you got to understand something. The reporter who got added to the chat group, okay, is a flaming anti-Trump guy. He hated Trump in the first
flaming is in the homosexual.
Just his hair's on fire because Trump is president.
Oh, okay.
And so he was just foaming at the mouth to let this information out. He corroborated it and then let it out. I would think most journalists would actually hold this stuff in and actually, detach themselves from that chat group,
right?
So as to not, get some kind of liability to it, or to not jeopardize other people that may be doing something in a mission. But this guy took it all in. He snapped pictures of all the conversations, and just is trying to use this as something to put against Trump and his administration. It's a mistake.
Huge mistake.
It happened. You know what? It will be corrected. I'm sure you won't see it again. No American troops died.
No.
The strike was successful. The strike was successful.
Yes.
So I don't think that it's as big. But it's a big deal if they don't control it and fix it. So it doesn't happen again, though.
Dave, my last question for you: if we made Rocky 7 and had Rocky have a rematch with Ivan Drago,
sure,
would that solve the Ukraine-Russian problem?
No,
there's no chance we could do that and just make a Rocky 7 and he can go over there and train. And if I can change, you can change. Everyone can change, and then Russia and Ukraine become friends. It's not possible.
Trump signs order against ticket scalping. Kid Rock present.
What? That's never gonna last. Anyone can. So that would put out like StubHub and all these places. We'll have to ask Mark Zanato about that one.
Who's Mark Zanato?
Are you serious right now? You are that messed up.
Out of sight, out of mind. He's gone.
Who is that? Is that Kid Rock?
With Trump.
That is a great outfit.
He's wearing the Budweiser can.
Can I get that outfit? No, where would I get this outfit?
That's the Budweiser can. Look at that shit.
I want that outfit. I want that outfit.
Just go to the local convenience store and squeeze yourself into a can of Budweiser. That's what he's wearing.
I really do think. I mean, he pulls it off.
Yeah.
He's a good looking guy.
You got to admit one thing. Trump is not bored.
Oh,
He is
every day
signing
is something.
up, tweeting, texting, talking.
all the time.
The
all the
interviews.
time.
He's done more interviews now than Biden has done in 4 years.
That's what I wanted to ask. In 4 years, did Biden do one thing that was good for this country?
He
destroyed it.
He beat Trump in an election. People say what he did. Well, you have to understand something.
Like, he's the worst president in the history of our country.
What he did.
It's either him or the guy that got Harrison, the guy that got assassinated.
Yeah, there's good examples. What Biden did was made half of the country feel good. To feel good again.
They felt good?
They felt good again because they felt they had someone decent and honest and caring in office.
And then they got ice cream cones.
Right. But bottom line.
Who the hell is that?
Coastal Carolina is giving away food for free at all of their home games.
Dave, we're going to have to take a trip to Myrtle Beach then.
That has to be, that's what UConn needs to do. They want to get anyone to show up to a game.
We're still not going to get over 40,000. Coastal. Wait a second. This isn't for one game.
The Chandeliers.
This is for the whole damn season. They're giving away.
Give away 2 hot dogs, popcorn. Yeah, and then your first of that is free, and then they're hoping to get more people in there. People spend on the more expensive things, which is merchandise and all that other stuff, because now they have freed up money.
Yeah, with the
why don't we do this for UConn?
Oh God!
Let's get some money raised and let's cook for everyone in the stadium.
Well, you're gonna cook
free food. Yeah, we can set up. I'll bring some guys. We'll bring some.
We'll bring the grill out there.
Like the Bills Mafia.
I couldn't even get a tent from Phil, but
free food at UConn.
Okay.
And then once the administration sees the groundswell of people coming to these games, right? Then they're going to open the doors for everything.
I agree.
You can give more money. They're going to give more money to the program, NIL.
I agree.
Everything.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
Can we have a tip? Can we have a tip jar?
Wait, we're going to have to. I mean,
well,
I don't know how much people come work.
Will you be able to put this on megaphone now? Will there be a way to transfer it?
Yeah. I'll figure it out.
Okay. I was just curious if you needed to download and transfer it. If you need anything download and transferred, just let me know and I'll help you do it.
Hey, and don't forget, folks, go out today and smash a Tesla.
Why smash? Why are we smashing Teslas?
Because that's what they did yesterday. Yesterday was the protest day against Elon Musk and Tesla.
They smashed Teslas?
Yeah, they were out. They were out. Well, they were out protesting at hundreds of different Tesla dealerships around the world, and this was in support of these liberals going around and
Doge is unconstitutional.
Keying, smashing, setting Teslas on fire. They're all in support of that.
So then we should smash and set transgenders
Steve,
on fire.
This is how dumb they are.
I know.
This is how dumb they are.
They are.
They are burning the vehicles of the people that support them.
Yes.
The Democrats go out and buy Teslas because they're supporting the environment. They're trying to save the planet, so they go out and buy an electric vehicle.
Right.
And then they are keying and smashing and burning on fire, lighting these things on fire. The same people that they say that they're involved with, the Democrats. They're killing their own people.
Dave, let me ask you this. If you had to guess the average IQ of the average American, what is our IQ? I mean, are we like in the 60s or the 80s? Like, are Americans like?
I'm tired, boss.
Did you mute yourself?
This is great. This is the greatest interview ever. He's just putting up videos.
Oh my God.
Smashing Teslas?
That's absurd. That's absurd.
There it is.
These are what these idiots are doing. I'd at least pee on one.
No, it doesn't make enough damage.
No, but
Look at him. He's keying it. Look at him.
Yeah,
look
but peeing is more degrading.
Look at it. Look at it. Keying that whole sucker up.
When you urinate on it, it's degrading.
You know, it costs about $7,000 to get the paint back onto those Teslas. It's now.
I can't hear you now, Dave. You went deaf again. No, you went deaf again. It's not my side this time. There's no way it's my side.
This is great.
That's all right. I'm gonna check.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check. There's no way that it's my side.
It's a great video.
It was working and then it stopped. It's fine.
Yep.
It's fine.
Yep.
Whatever. That's what you know what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So I'm just gonna say it.
You asked me a question before. What was the question you asked me before? See, I'm reading lips.
The question that I asked him before. I can't remember the question.
I don't remember it either.
It doesn't matter. It's moot.
It's over.
It's
moot.
over, Dave. It's moot at this point. It's all moot.
It's all Helen Keller.
It's all moot. And it doesn't.
Deaf and
it doesn't
blind
matter.
and dumb.
It doesn't matter.
Great show.
Yeah, this is. I just the megaphone thing I asked about. If you need anything else loaded on megaphone, and then I got to figure out how this thing isn't working properly. But we'll get to that another time. So for Rebel Republic,
Yeah.
you're either with us or you're against
Well, I
us.
think they're not with us tonight because this
No,
show
they're not with
sucked
us.
at the end of the
No,
night.
and I just think that the show's been great. I
Yeah.
just think if they're smashing Teslas, then smash the transgenders. Do
Yeah.
that instead.
Yeah. There you go. Good choice.
So for the voice of reason, Frank Cristiano
And
coach.
and Helen Keller.
Can you hear me?
Oh, now I can hear you. So what was it? It wasn't me, right?
I hit a button on
Yeah,
here.
yeah. See, it was you. It was you. You want to blame me? Everything's my
I
fault.
wanted to say, first of all, the Tesla. Before I let you guys go, the Tesla system thing is beyond nonsense. Frank's 100% right.
Yeah.
I mean, these are the electric cars were made for them.
I know for the environment.
Absolute nuts. Yeah, you know why
I
it's.
want to.
With all due respect to Steve, your topic sucked tonight. Okay,
My topic sucked.
you didn't really have like your like.
What sucked? What I
you,
asked.
you led with something I had no fucking idea what the hell that was about.
That was a big
and then
deal.
you lost me at the LGBTQ thing. I think I
Well,
was.
how could there be a historical
society?
society? How could there be an LGBTQ historical society?
I
That
was
blows
keeping
my
my
mind.
eyes open on that one.
Okay.
Dave, can I ask
I
something?
looked at 4 pictures of the president of UConn. My spare time, I was so bored.
Does your microphone fold? Does it flip close, or no? Or is it solid? Oh, it's solid because it looks like it looked like one of the transmitters from Star Trek when you talk. Like you flip. Remember how they used to flip them open and you talk out of that? It just looks like Captain Kirk's transmitter.
Dave, I was just curious.
I can heal people with this thing.
Did you see the final score of the UConn game? UConn USC. I was just curious.
No, I didn't know.
It was tonight.
120 to 12, probably.
Well, I just want to know
Yeah,
because
wasn't their star hurt?
Yeah, Juju Watkins out for the
Juju
year.
was out.
Torn ACL.
We thought, but Maria said it was going to be close.
No
Joe thought it was going to be close. I did not.
Let's see.
That's why I was just
It
curious.
was fairly close. It's still
Did
going
both-
on.
It is.
48 seconds left. Wow, this game's so late. Holy cow.
Yeah, because we had the 9:30 game. It was crazy.
That's so. By the way, I hate that the NCAA does that.
That's
I
horrible.
we
can't
talked
even
about
make it. I
that.
can't even make it.
It's
No.
ridiculous.
What's the score?
72-61 UConn. It's over.
Oh,
It's
we're
48
gonna
seconds
win.
left.
We're
That's
gonna
not
win.
bad.
We're
That's
gonna-
not bad.
We're going to the Final Four. Good for Paige. Good for Paige. Very
Let's do
excited
a
for
page drop. Page dropped. You ready?
36.
Page dropped 27 points.
27.
That's good. She's had a
She had
great
40.
tournament.
She had 40 last game.
Yeah, I know.
Sarah Strong, 16 rebounds.
Sarah played great. Did Jana Al-Alfi do anything? Why are you laughing at Jana Al-Alfi?
Isn't this a
She had-
conservative talk show?
Well, she's Egyptian.
Politics?
They're conservative in Egypt.
Yeah.
Egypt.
She had
Sure.
3. She had 3.
Yeah,
Let's see.
she-
Yeah, the other person. No, she had. I'm sorry. She had 0 points.
Yeah, she's had 0 points this whole damn tournament. Did AZ do anything?
Fudd 8.
Oh, she didn't do
Your
anything. either.
girl lit it up.
Caitlin did?
Caitlyn Chen.
I'm a fanboy for Caitlyn Chen. I love her. She's my
15
favorite.
points.
Yes, I'm gonna send her a love letter after this. She's my favorite.
She'll be thrilled. She'll be thrilled.
She's great. She's great. All right. So yeah,
She's
if you need,
is this one of my dad's friends reaching out to me?
yes, my dad's friend. So yeah, if you need anything uploaded, just let me know. This has been a banner Rebel Republic. I guess Wednesday, if there's anything that we can do, we'll figure out something to do Wednesday morning because we don't have a show. Yeah, because we normally do Husky Hoops Wednesday. We won't do it because we did it today. So if there's another show that you want to do Wednesday, if we want to come up with something, we will.
All right.
But for the voice of reason,
Yeah.
the coach himself,
Yeah.
great banner episode.
Lemons.
I need a T-shirt that said "I survived this episode."
Lemons.
You know what? You can host the fucking episode next
Lemons.
time. How about that? We'll let you host it.
Lemonade.
You can talk about all the topics you want.
I'm teasing
Lemonade.
you.
I
So sensitive.
thought I had great topics.
Lemonade.
All right. So this has been Rebel Republic. You're either with us or you're against us.
Yeah.
And remember, when life gives you lemons, don't make lemonade. Take 2 oranges, throw them back at life. All right.